Welcome back to the Medical Minutes channel that is has all the medical information without the copays. So last night, Edwin Diaz, closer for the Mets, you know the guy, got injured during the World Baseball Classic. There is no official release on what the injury is quite yet. There isn't great video on what apparently happened, but I watched a couple of videos. I had an initial impression, and now I've got two other kind of thoughts at what could be going on.
That could put a damper on a great night for baseball.
All right, starting things off, thank you to Fox for the footage, but the injury occurs here to Edwin Diaz, pitcher for Puerto Rico, after they win the game. So they win the game over the Dominican Republic, kind of their rivals. As in big game fashion, teams will meet at the mound and start to celebrate a little bit. It wasn't anything too extravagant, too crazy. I've seen a lot worse, but I've also seen quite a few injuries occur during these celebrations. So they gather at the front of the mound and begin to just kind of jump a little bit. These like little bouncy hops, nothing crazy, but you'll see it here. Kind of the big hug. They start to form up. My initial impression, I was thinking Achilles, with those little bounces up and down. These are big, powerful, explosive athletes. I said maybe, his Achilles ruptured, which is fairly common, in sports. But the more we get into it, the more they show kind of the footage of how much pain he's in and how unstable it is to even put any weight on that leg. I then got to thinking it could be more of a knee injury, which is kind of what they're actually reporting. So going down the knee injury route, I would say two things come to mind. The first off is ACL. When they're in that huddle, when they're in that group, does the knee buckle? Did he land weird, step on someone else's foot? To have that much experience, to experience that much pain and abruptness to knowing something's wrong. Sometimes the ACL ligament will sprain and you'll immediately get that sensation. My only other thought would be that it could be some sort of a cartilage injury, such as meniscus. For the Mets' sake and Edwin Diaz's sake, a meniscal injury would probably be best bet. Or something kind of like maybe tibial plateau fracture or patella fracture. There's a lot of things this could be, but my initial impression was Achilles. My second thought was it could be ACL. And then the third thought was that if it's something like a meniscus, that could just be maybe 4 to 6 weeks, 5 to 6 weeks. Although these guys throw really hard and they put a ton of force through their knees. So he's going to miss an extended period of time, unfortunately, for the Mets and Edwin Diaz. So that's what I saw. That's what I thought. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.